Good rising. Good rising. Welcome to the Indigo Room. Today's topic is wars and rumors of wars. Hi, everybody. I'm going to give you all a chance to pop in. I've been gone for a minute, so I know that the schedule has been off. So you're probably, wondering, is there going to be a show today? Let me just mute myself. The schedule has been off. There we go. I had to mute myself. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Barb. Hi, Linda. Yay. We're back. We are back in 2020. This is our first live of 2020. So welcome back to the Indigo Room. I am your host, Sydney Chase, and this is where we discuss all things spiritual. And, by that I mean that we are non-physical. My eyes are tearing. Non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences, and life is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be fun. Even when it's wicky wacky like it has been. Even though it's wicky wacky. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So we got a lot of stuff to cover today. And I just want to say welcome back. 2020 is here. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's. I hope you brought it in, you brought it in the way you wanted to bring it in. Stepping into the light. That's what I did. I was in bed by 12:30. It was a wrap. But I think I've gotten my body adjusted to this new job. That has been like crazy. It's just been insane. They said that your body is supposed to adjust in 30 days. Mine took 60. Maybe 90. I think I need another 30 days. Hopefully, in 30 days, I won't be still doing the same job. But, in the meantime, woo, Lord have us mercies. My body said many nights. Because for Christmas, I have 4 days off. And the 3 days I did nothing. And then the fourth day, right before I had to go back to work, like my body said, oh, guess what? Let's clean. Let's do this. I didn't put up the tree. I didn't do anything. Nothing. But I think I said that when I came in the week of Christmas, right before Christmas holiday. And then New Year's, the same thing. I have 4 days off. I was off New Year's Day. And I did nothing 3 days. And then the fourth day, my body said, oh, yeah, let's get up. Let's do this. And then I had to take another extra day off from work. So I needed 5 days to adjust to what they constitute as the Christmas holiday peak rush, where we were working 11 hours, 5 days a week. Lord. The check was nice, but I don't know. I don't plan on being there for peak again. I don't want to do that. At least not in that department anyway. So I hope that you all enjoyed the holidays. I hope that you had a good New Year's Eve and day, when you brought in the new year. I want to just say Happy New Year to you all. Happy welcome to 2020, where, things are looking interesting. Oh, yes, Linda. I'm sorry. I forgot to send you the StreamYard link. I will do that right now. So today's topic is wars and rumors of wars. What do I mean by that? Well, as we all were celebrating and bringing in the new year, welcoming 2020 and all of the new energies, you might have, rolled over and stretched and felt good. And, just happy that you made it here and just feeling all the possibilities and all of the wondrous things that you're going to do in 2020. Last year, we brought in the new year with the Indigo Room. And this year I was working, so well, I was not working, but I was adjusting, and then something happened. Um, we're going to talk about that, and I want you to remember what I said on New Year's Day. I don't know if you checked the messages, check the YouTube channel. Linda, I sent you the link. I don't know if you checked the YouTube channel, and I did a New Year's message for all of us. And the message was that 2020 was coming, there's new energies coming, and that 2020 was going to make 2019 kind of basically look like child's play. And for you all to remain in the light, to step into the light. If you haven't done that already, step into the light and to step into love and not step into fear. Well, I had no idea that things would shift so drastically and so quickly. And I live in the United States, and looked at my my social media, which I haven't been doing in the last 2 months because I've been too busy working and sleeping, eating, working, sleeping, and saw that there was rumors of wars, and I was kind of at first I was like, okay, what's going on, and I didn't really pay too much attention, and then I saw it again. As a matter of fact, I think I was sitting with Arzu. Many of you may know that Arzu, she was here in January of last year, 2019, and she's here in January of 2020, and she was visiting, and we were just having a wonderful discussion about spirituality and moving into the light, and just a wonderful discussion, she and I. And I was like, you need to be on the show. So we may have her before she leaves on the show, before she goes back to the leads. And I happened to look, I was going to show her something on my cell phone, and that popped up, that there were bombs, airstrike happened from my country, the country that I live in right now, to another country, and took out a general. And so now the other country is upset, of course, not quite naturally, and are talking about retaliation. And so all across my feed, initially I didn't see it, but the next day it was everywhere. And so this is what we're talking about. There's a lot of people that are, the sky is falling and running around and in fear. And quite naturally, that's a natural thing to feel that. So we want to talk about that today. Just, you may also be feeling a war going on inside of you, personally, mentally, emotionally, physically. So we want to talk about that today. Some of the things that you can do to step into the light. I'm not saying don't pay attention. Well, I'm not saying don't notice what's happening in the world. I am saying do your best not to pay it attention. Be aware of what's happening, and then choose love, light, and not fear and chaos. So Linda's joining us. I do want to share, before we even get started on the topic and the subject and all of that, I do want to, let me just fix this here. I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, because even though I wasn't making new videos, we got some new subscribers. So thank you and welcome to the Indigo Room. And I want to say thank you to Linda before we even get started on this topic, because I got a wonderful gift. I got a gift from Amira, as you saw. She sent me some beautiful delicious gifts. I finally figured out um oops, just what the this is. It's a little container. I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was just a beautiful crystal container that's set on top of something else. But it turns out that it is where I put my oil. So she sent me some beautiful oil. I haven't set it up yet, so I'm going to do that for the new year. And it's a beautiful container. So thank you, Amira. I finally figured that one out. Good. And then Linda sent, oh my goodness. So we're going to burn some Palo Santo wood. Look at that bundle. It's huge. Arzu looked at it and she was like, oh my God, I want some. That's beautiful. She has her own though. And then 2 beautiful smudge sticks. Because, I kept saying I have to order my sage because I'm down. And then Linda came through. So thank you, Linda. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to burn some sage while we're talking. And I just wanted to say thank you to Linda for that. I'm going to bring Linda on. I'm going to add her to the stream. Hi, Linda. Good rising.
Good rising, everybody.
Can everybody hear Linda well? Please say yes. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look how that burns, Linda. It's so delicious. Thank you. And it smells so good.
Yeah, I think that's white sage.
Yeah, it is. Grandfather white sage.
Yeah. And the Palo Santo wood is just, oh man, it smells so good.
Right?
Yeah.
Girl, you could just sit there and smell that.
Smell it. Yeah. Yep.
It's so delicious. So I'm going to send some to you all. Yeah. Here you go. Wrap that around you. See, it's smoking because I need it. It's smoking a lot today. So I'm getting rid of all the Wicky Wacky. Because I'm going to tell you, I stepped into Wicky Wacky when I saw the news. I don't know about you, Linda. Just for a hot second, I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, remember what you said, duh. I don't know if you've all paid attention to the news and what's happening, but it can look a little scary. Things are shifting and changing. So it can look a little scary, and I don't want you to step into fear and chaos and confusion, but it does look a little stressful. So I don't know what's going to transpire. I just know that there are new energies that came into the planet. And once that happens, light is shining on darkness. And, the darkness is fighting for its life, literally fighting to stay alive. However, the truth of the matter is the light is stronger if we make the choice. That's the key. It's not just, going to shine light and, light wins and you could just sit back and do nothing. You have to consciously make a choice to invite the light in to your experience, your physical reality, and your spirituality. Each one of us, have to make that choice. I got a wonderful message from one of my sons because I gave them the same message I gave you. Sometimes they pay attention to me, sometimes they don't. Because, mom has been like this for a long time and they're just like, yeah, okay, ma, whatever, And then later on, they let me know that, oh, well, ma, you were right. Or, yes, I did, I did this or did that. So I got a wonderful message from my son and he said, ma, I really kind of pondered what you said. I was like, oh. He said, yeah, I'm choosing the light, ma. So whatever way that he's doing that, he wrote all his stuff down for the new year. It's not like New Year's resolutions, even though that's what he called them. He said, it's not really a resolution, Mom, but I've decided to step into the light, and choose actively, consciously choose that. And that's what we all have to do, because the light doesn't just work because it's light. And it says, that bad thing's happening over there. Let's send light over there. Nope. That's not what happens. We physical humans we spiritual beings having physical human experiences have to consciously do that. We have to make that conscious choice within in order for the light to enter. So you, or to, in order for your spark, because everybody has a little spark, in order for your spark to grow, you have to make that happen. It doesn't just grow because you have it. Otherwise, we'd all be enlightened right now. We'd all be like, peace, joy, love, and happiness. And that's not always the case. So, have you checked out the news, Linda?
Yes, I observed the news, and I very calmly uh, went and checked out a few sources to see what it really was, rather than blah 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 blah.
Right.
And there were pro and con opinion pieces. I read two in the New York Times. But I didn't react to it. I didn't go all crazy and go, "Oh my God, blah blah blah," and all that stuff. And I pretty much stayed off of social media because I wasn't. I went and did what made me feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and then uh, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I chose to uh, stay in a place of peace and calm, and um, I just didn't want to listen to all the BS that was that's going back and forth between political parties and you know uh, rhetoric and news manipulation.
Right.
I just stepped away from it, and it'll sort itself out, and I can decide how I want to view things and how I want my creation of reality to go, and focus on that.
Exactly. It's um that's why I said wars and rumors of wars, because it reminded me of a scripture. My Bible there. I don't have it up right now. I don't have it handy. But it's in Matthew 24, verse 6. Chapter 24, verse 6, and it says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed." And what does alarmed mean? Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. So that's immediately what came to mind when I saw that come across my feed initially. And I like to look at what people are saying sometimes. And so I go to the comments and I'm looking at the comments, and oof, boy, everybody's all afraid, scared. Not everybody, there's a lot of people. I said the majority of them. Some want war, some are really happy about what has transpired, and some are scared. I'm talking legit afraid. And if you listen to the news pundits as they go on and on and on and on, you could step into fear as well. I won't say that I was afraid. It was just kind of shocking. I didn't expect it to happen, like the shift to start like that. And when I mean the shift, I just mean when I gave the New Year's Eve message, I was talking about 2020 and how, because of all the new energies that have entered the planet, should we choose to use them, that 2020 was going to look kind of rocky. It was going to look, might even feel a little crazy. Not even a little crazy, like a lot. And so it was quite unexpected for me to look at that on the 4th and see that this transpired, the night before. And I was like, what damn on it. I know 2020 was supposed to be a little crazy, but sheesh, that was only 4 days. We didn't even have a lot of time to adjust. So, it is It can be jarring for a lot of people, and a lot of people are legit afraid. A lot of people are legitimately scared. However, this is the time for you to choose and step into the light. Barb said, I also observe the news, just like you're saying, Linda, but I feel myself getting anxious and step aside and breathe. I I hear you, Barb. I hear you. I don't find myself getting anxious anymore. I used to, but now I kind of I'm almost expecting not expecting, but when I see this going on, I'm going, okay, so this has to be maybe not the way it plays out, but this has to be because light, the more we shine light on the darkness, the more darkness fights for its life. And when I say darkness, I'm just talking about um, the wicky wacky energies, the fear, the chaos, confusion, all of that is fighting. And then the light that we bring in has to stand strong, has to remain. You have to remain in that. And it brought to mind to me also the fight that we may have going on within. So a lot of times things that are transpiring on the outside that we see on the outside have already manifested within us on the inside, and then it explodes on the outside. So this is indicative of what we as humans have had, maybe boiling over within, and then it comes out on the outside and you go, well, I didn't do that. I didn't have any parts of that. That has nothing to do with me. It has a lot to do with all of us. Because people think that just because you're enlightened or you're an enlightened being doesn't mean that it's all, we've said this a million times, that it's all unicorns, flowers, hearts, and roses. Enlightenment is messy. Enlightenment sometimes doesn't feel good because the things that were the status quo, the things that you've always done, has now come to the surface because you've fallen in light. And you may start to feel anger, stress, hatred, judgment, all of those things that you've been tampering down, right? You've been not allowing to manifest in your reality, not allowing anybody to see because you think your thoughts are just yours and it's never going to manifest. Ciao, I'm gonna tell you, stuff shows up in your experience that you create within. Linda said, how many folks are this month going on a diet and beating ourselves up because we've gained weight over the holidays? Yeah, that's a war within yourself. How many? There you go, Linda. Speak on that. How many?
That's a lot of energies going out like that.
At war within.
Mm-hmm.
If you are at war within yourself, do you think that is just a war it's just you? It's just, just beating myself up. So you're beating yourself up. And you don't think that energy goes anywhere, has nothing to do with anything that we got going on in the world today. Everything that we do within manifests on the outside of us eventually. So if we've got all of this crazy, negative, crazy, mixed up, feeling bad, kind of wicky wacky, not just kind of wicky wacky energy going on for years. And then we decide that we're going to become enlightened beings. That energy got to go somewhere. It's got to come out somehow. And even if you're not becoming an enlightened being, that still Wicky Wacky energy has to come out somehow. It has to manifest somehow. So it's been sitting inside of all of us for who knows how long, just ready to come up to the surface, just like right here. Okay. And as an enlightened being, well, I'm just saying, if you're going towards the light and you like shining that light within yourself, all kinds of stuff shows up for you. All kinds of Wicky Wacky stuff, just for you and for your experience worldwide, collectively. So when we choose the light, I just want to ask the question, have you all or have you ever experienced the dark night of the soul? I know I have. I'm going to tell you the truth. A couple of times. I thought that was it. I was like, okay, this is the dark night of my soul. This is it. No, then I had another one. And then I thought that was it. And guess what? I had another one. Sometimes the dark night of your soul manifests several times. It's not just once. It could be several different vibrations that manifest for you. But again, if you're choosing the light and you move through it, you will never have to experience that again in your lifetime. However, Linda says, are you getting better at observing your Wicky Wacky stuff? The easier it is to release the stuff. Oh, as you get better at observing your Wicky Wacky stuff, the easier it is to release the stuff. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Barb said, because I've dealt with so much personally lately that I haven't yet shared, I do find myself dealing with extra anxiety. So it doesn't take much. By stepping aside for a bit, I can get realigned. Exactly. That's true. Many of you don't know what I've been going through. You just know that I got a new job. Linda knows what I've been going through. Some of you are, experiencing, you're going through, you're choosing the light. And then you go through the dark night of your soul and you're like, what is happening? I chose the light, Sydney. Why am I experiencing this? Again, because you have some Wicky Wacky going on that maybe you just ignored or wasn't paying attention to, or didn't work on it consciously and spiritually and mentally. Maybe not even physically. You just pushed it aside and pushed it aside. You ignored it. Ignoring stuff is not really beneficial. Ignoring stuff means that you know it's there, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Seeing the cockroaches when you turn the light on, because they show up. I live in New York City, and when you turn the lights on, the cockroaches, you may not see them. You will not see them most of the time during the day, right? When the lights are on, when the daytime, they're in their little cubby holes, chilling. Soon as the night hits, that's when they come out. And if you turn the light on in a dark room that is infested with roaches, you will see exactly what's been hiding in the cupboards, in the baseboards, all over, because they're there. So that's exactly what happens when the light shines on our Wicky Wacky stuff, collectively and individually. Wanda, hi Wanda. Hey, welcome, good rising and Happy New Year, because I haven't said Happy New Year directly to all of you all. I want to say Happy New Year directly. So yeah, that does happen. And sometimes it's a little jarring and it can be a little shocking to you initially. Like, what the hell? I choose light. Sid, I choose light. And then this showed up because you probably didn't choose light on that particular subject last time you chose light. Or, but I do find that the Wicky Wacky does get better at identifying it. I identify it a lot quicker now. However, it's still there. Some of it, some of it, I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest with you all the time. I tell you, when stuff is going awry, I don't tell you all the details, but I'll tell you about it later on after I come out of it. I'm like, what's the guy? And have figured out what it was and adjusted, and adjusted my own light and addressed my own dark night of the soul. Exactly. You have to keep choosing and re-choosing, Barb. That is true. Absolutely. Linda, have you experienced the dark night of the soul once?
Oh, a couple of times.
Linda said, oh, a couple of times. She was quick with that. She said, oh, a couple of times. Yeah. And it ain't always easy.
Mm-mm.
But you do have to trust yourself and trust what's going on within. I'm saying if you're choosing the light, you do have to trust your intuition and you have to trust what's going on within. And sometimes you have to stand down. Even once you choose the light, sometimes you have to stand down and allow the light to work. And sometimes, when you're cleaning a floor or when you're cleaning a roach infested place, it ain't pretty what you're looking at and what you're seeing. And you're going, oh my God, I didn't know that was there. Oh my God, what nasty, that's disgusting. That was in me. Yep, for sure enough was. But that's not the time to now beat yourself up and go, oh my God, this is horrible. I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe I thought that. What's wrong with me? That's not the time for that. That's the time to go, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, light, for showing me. Thank you, light, for allowing me to see that. What can I be, do, and have to clear that up? We're not even talking about material stuff because the material stuff will show up eventually once you start clearing up your internal stuff. Once you start stepping into the light, the dark night of the soul then becomes the enlightenment of Sydney, Barb, Linda, Wanda, Sharon, all of us, Mira. That's what starts to happen. The dark night of the soul then becomes the enlightenment of you. That is what enlightenment looks like. And then you will be able to assist those who are experiencing their own dark night of the soul, if that's what you choose to do, or not. You don't have to. But you'll be able to step in when somebody's saying, oh my God, this is, the sky's falling, but I'm choosing light. You can say, oh, okay, this is what happens. This is what happens. And then you start to understand the truth of who you are. You start to get it. And you start to understand that even wherever you may be, whatever space that you're in, wherever, you don't have to be famous. You don't have to do a YouTube channel. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to be an actress. You don't have to be famous about anything, but you can be famous about standing in the light.
And you don't have to say anything about it either.
That's exactly right. Well, unless you want to talk to somebody,
Sure, but you can observe and make a decision to go to the light. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to the light because I feel this about whatever.
Right.
And I found that I've just been a lot more quiet about everything.
I think there's an evolution happening.
I agree.
Been quiet about a little things. Yeah. I know it seems like I've been quiet, and I guess I have been because I've been in like a little cocoon for 2 months. But yeah, you do. The ones that shout the loudest are not the ones that are enlightened. How about putting that spin on it? Because Linda just said something that's really, really pretty key. The ones that shout the loudest are not the ones that are more enlightened than you.
Yeah. And when you look at social media, all these instant reactions to everything, they're just, shouting off the cuff. They haven't thought it really about any. A lot of the times they haven't thought about anything. And it's like, I don't want to read those off the cuff viewpoints, because it's obvious that like lots of things, there's more than one side to things. That's why in this particular case, with the bombing, I went and read a couple of editorial opinion pieces, and there's a whole history behind it that you're not even hearing anywhere. And this wasn't, oh, I'm just going to do it kind of thing. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but what I am saying is that you don't, just because there's so many knee-jerk reactions with no understanding. I just don't need to have, I don't need to read that or see it, because it's, to me, it's like you're not really offering anything, and I don't need to pick up your emotional craziness or fear or anxiety. That's your stuff. You deal with it, and I choose not to read it. I choose to stay off social media or whatever for a couple days till things settle down, and the next new crisis or whatever people go on, about that. And the other thing I've noticed is I'm tired of everything being a crisis. The weather's a crisis. People panic about earthquakes. We've been having earthquakes for forever, and people freak out about it. And yeah, it can be devastating, but it's like, does everything have to be a crisis? Now when we have a regular storm, like a northeasterner or whatever they call it, or we have some rainstorm that drops more than a quarter of an inch, the news media is labeling it as some hellacious storm that's gonna wipe everything out. And it's like, dude, what's wrong with you? It's just, it's they're just inventing all this stuff to get attention, basically. And not every rainstorm is a disaster.
I agree. I do agree. Not every rainstorm is a disaster. Not every snowstorm is apocalyptic.
Right.
However, I mean, there are things that are going to happen that's going to, actually change our weather patterns and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Please be mindful that the media and some people want us to be afraid. Fear is an energy that is, it's a commodity. And if you look at what happened with the Dow Jones right prior to the bomb dropping, right, there were the Dow Jones in the war supplies, or whatever you want to call them, those stocks went skyrocketing. People gain money over fear. They gain a lot of things using that energy of fear. And the more we feed into it, the more they love it, and the more it works for them. So if we choose peace, if we choose love, if we choose light, that now becomes the next commodity, not the fear. And in a good way. But again, it has to be conscious. It has to be something that we choose. And if we don't do that collectively, that's on us. It's our own demise. But each person has the ability to where they are, with whatever space they're in, wherever they are. Just like Linda said, you could do this in your own home. You just call in light in your own spirit, in your own space, in your own. Just keep choosing to re-choose, as Barb said. Um, Wanda said, "I love that choose and re-choose." And Barb said, "This is really good." Let me just pull this up because it's easier for me. Let me look at the comments over here. It's easier for me. Okay. Bob says, "This is really good. I have been quiet online compared to the old days as well as with family and even a couple of friends. Let them be right. I want to be happy and have peace." Exactly. Let them be right. It's okay. See, you are literally helping the collective, even in that, which seems small and insignificant. It's really not. It's huge. Because as you fan that fire for yourself, you are assisting the collective. Because a lot of us in the collective are henny penny right now. The sky is falling. And so if you're a light worker, that's your job. Just stand in the light. Be in the light. You don't have to go and convince anybody. You don't have to tell the world to stand in the light. You don't have to go like put a big gold sign, choose light, choose. You don't have to do that. Just be it, like you said. Barb says, "I walk through yoga, a lot of meditation." That is my sentiment exactly. Wanda says, "The news media does exaggerate to get watched." That's true. And everybody loves, it's just like here on YouTube. The programs that get pushed out the most, to me, from being observing, I'm observing what's happening just in YouTube. Let's just say in YouTube, that the programs that get pushed out the most are the salacious ones, are the ones with the crazy titles, are the ones where somebody is fighting or arguing back and forth with another YouTube content creator. That's what gets pushed out the most. And that is what gets clicked on the most, to be truthful. The content creators who may be talking about good things don't get as many views as those that are talking about the crazy stuff. It's just like with the media. It's just like with social media. If there's a fight, that's got 1 million views, 2 million, 3 million views. So if you are standing in the light, that's what's going to continue to happen until we all collectively choose certain things. So I see it right here on YouTube the same way. Exaggeration to get watched. Breaking news, Barb says. Yep. Breaking news, breaking news. You're like, what? What happened? And then you click on it and you find out, that it might be a storm coming. Nature, Linda said, nature heals and can bring balance. It does. Wanda says, "I totally agree with you, Linda. We are so reactionary based on all of this information that is coming in on us at the same time. You don't even get a second to process it." Well, that's how they keep the masses asleep. Because God forbid you should process something and then see the truth of it. Like when I saw an article about Clinton, who was, going through his impeachment process, dropped the bomb around the same time. Not the same time frame, but the middle of his impeachment, he dropped the bomb on Iraq or Iran. So this has happened before. This is not the first time that this has happened. And it was on the other side. It was a Democratic president at the time. So, you know, I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm me. That's who I am. I'm a spiritual being having a physical human experience. And I choose life. That's what I choose. I was feeling that on a visceral level. I had to retreat within. Yes. A lot of us, listen, I was forced to retreat within because I was the way my schedule was happening. So really, my phone gets locked up for 12 hours a day. I'm not even allowed to touch it. Well, 10, basically. You're not even allowed. And then when I look at it at 12 o'clock when I have lunch, I'm just checking my actual messages that people have sent me, like Linda or my sister, and I'm able to respond to that because I got to eat. I got 30 minutes to eat and check my phone. That's it. And then by the time I have like 20 minutes because then, I got to take a little break, go to the bathroom, and then boom, 5 minutes. I got to get back over to my station. So my lunch break really is about 20 minutes. So I really just have not been paying attention to nothing political, nothing. Well, I stopped watching the news in 2018 anyway. So, I haven't been looking at my feed. I haven't been looking at social media. So I really just was like, I feel like I was living in a cave, quite frankly, because there's no light in the building. So I feel like I was living in a cave. I go to work, it's dark. I come home, it's dark. No light in the building. I mean, there's no windows. So, I was in a cave. And then when I come out, it's like, whoa! The last thing I want to do is go on social media. That's the last thing. So yeah, I probably haven't seen any posts from me on very rare, very sporadic on Instagram or Facebook or any place because I just haven't been paying attention. Linda said, being in the light shines 360 degrees. It dare go and sure does. It surely does. It surely does. I love that too. So knowing that and choosing the light is imperative for all of us because we're here at this time. We're on the planet at this time. And again, I say it's not about ignoring stuff. That's not the same as not necessarily paying attention. Ignorance is knowing that it's there and not doing anything. Being observant is like, okay, I'm looking at that. I choose light within. So we don't want to ignore the stuff that comes up in our spirit and our soul because that's where the work is. That's like, ignoring pain. And then you find out later after you finally can't take it no more, you go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, you broke your leg. You've been working on broken bones. You're like, what? Yeah, so we have to set it now because you messed it up. So now we have to do surgery. You get that done and it's a lot of pain and you feel a lot of stress and you're going through all kinds of wicky wackiness. However, eventually your body heals, you get healed from it. It's a wonderful thing. You feel better, you feel great. That's what I'm talking about when I say you can't ignore stuff. Things pop up for a reason for you to address it, and you can address it with light and love and no fear and no chaos and confusion. The other question I have, besides having experienced the dark night of the soul, is, are you going through something right now that you do not fully understand or want? That's really pretty much the dark night of the soul question. Same thing, but worded differently. Because we're talking about rumors of wars and wars and rumors of wars. We're not just talking about what's happening in our outside, what's happening on the outside, what's going on the inside. That's what the Indigo Room is about, really, is what's going on the inside. But what goes on the inside manifests on the outside eventually. So are you going through something right now that you don't fully understand or want in your experience? That's a question you might want to ask yourself. I don't need to know. You could share it if you want to. I'm going to share, you know, with y'all. I was going through something after I left my last job and I was to take this new job. In between me leaving that job and accepting the new job changed the parameters and I had no job from, what was it?
June.
Right, June? Yeah, June till October 29th, which meant for me, there was no income coming in. Rent needed to be paid. Dogs needed to eat. All that stuff needed to, continue because I made a plan. And this plan, this job was supposed to give me extra time to be able to do the Indigo Room. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of my plan. And my plan went left, which I didn't expect. So meanwhile, every week when you saw me on doing all this stuff, I'm standing in the light, I'm choosing the light. But meanwhile, I got a war happening on the outside of me in my physical experience. And thank God for Linda, my sister Susan, and for all of you here at the Indigo Room, because if I wasn't doing that, well, I probably wouldn't have left the job. I probably would have stayed at the job. If I wasn't doing the Indigo Room, because that was the reason why I left the job, so that I could have more time to do the Indigo Room. And it didn't work out that way. So there was a dark night of my soul that happened just recently. And I'm going, what? And I applied to other jobs. I applied for other positions. I applied for other jobs, blah, blah, blah. And basically what I found out was really you didn't need, I don't know. I felt like, okay, it was just a lot of chaos and confusion for me. But monetarily, the money, the cheddar wasn't showing up exactly when I needed it to, or so I thought, and I was afraid. I was scared, man. I was standing in the light afraid. And then I had to work on that and, shift and change. And the thing that kept me going and kept me in the light was standing in my stuff, in my real, experience and doing the Indigo Room. And then I got this job. Like, it was like no other job wanted me except the Indigo Room. And not even the job that I had originally was just not available anymore. They just were like, well, no, sorry. You couldn't start on the 5th, the day I was supposed to leave my old job. The day I was supposed to leave my old job was the day I was supposed to start my new job. It just didn't work. My old job said, if you leave today, you're not going to get your paycheck, your last paycheck, which, I needed to pay bills and the rent. And the new job, which was supposed to start the same day, said, yeah, well, we have no new start dates for you. So, call us back. I was like, what? I'm supposed to do what? What now? What? Wait, what? I was like, okay, okay. All right. I couldn't make this stuff up. It was the craziest thing. And then I just kept applying for a new jobs everywhere. And nobody, I don't know where they say these jobs are, but nobody was hiring Sydney. They were like, yeah, sorry. Some of them just didn't even say sorry. They just said, psh. That was it. So from June until October 29th, the end of October, I had no income coming in and no prospects of a job starting. And then they, I told you the story of them saying, okay, you can start this date. And then they changed everything. And I didn't get to start until October 29th. So meanwhile, I had to go to court because right? The rent's not being paid because there was no money coming in. And I was like, okay, God, I don't even understand what the heck's happening right now. What is going on? And thank goodness for some of you who knew what was happening and was able to assist in that way. And the donations kept the Indigo Room going. Was able to pay some, website stuff and different things, which kept that going. But yeah, there was nothing. There was no money coming in. Zero. So the rent wasn't getting paid, and how am I going to do that? How am I going to They took me to court. It was like, look, check. This is what's happening. Where's the money? And I went in as confident as a queen should and stood in the light. Dark night of my soul. I was like, okay, well, this is where we're going. I really wasn't afraid, actually, to be truthful. It was what it was. Um, been here before, done that, but I was always afraid. I was always a fearful person. When somebody's coming at you and you don't have the money to pay the bills and you're scared and what's going to happen. You stand in the light and you trust. And so things have certainly gotten better. And, bills are starting to get paid and I'm paying people back money that was borrowed. But yeah, stuff happens. And stuff that you have maybe not addressed before shows up and says, here, light. You shining light? You choosing light? Okay, look at this. Look, what are you gonna do about that? And that's what happens. So things that you thought you may have, figured out before, sometimes you pop up again. Because there's more work you gotta do internally. So I'm just saying, sometimes you're going through something right now that you don't fully understand or you want in your experience. But as you move through it without fear, with light and with love and with confidence and peace, peace is really key. Call in peace too. Whoo, child, because you can call in light and then when the light shines, when the light shines on the roaches and you get all scared, like, oh my God, I hate roaches, and you start running, that's not good. So you have to call in peace too. And peace will keep you peaceful and not wicky wacky. Bob says 360 degrees of light. Today it's cloudy here, but the sun is still there shining. The sun will continue to shine until it's been here a billion years. It's been here a billion years until we move out of this galaxy into a different one. So sometimes you may be going through something right now that you don't fully understand or want. But as an enlightened being, it's helping you to be able to choose peace, choose confidence, choose love, choose light, and move through the steps and the paces as they appear to you. Sometimes you can't see the whole stairway. You can only see that one step, and you take that one step, and you keep going. You wake up the next morning, you take a new step. You wake up the next day, you take another step, maybe two, maybe three. But if you remain confident and trust and stay within, do your meditations as often as possible, focus on love, life, you will be guided right on out, up on out of there. And trust that fear is a commodity. Trust me on that. Just like money. The more fear we have, sometimes the richer people become based on fear. Things are sold based on fear. Industries are run on fear. That is an energy, just like light is an energy. It is something that runs this particular system that we're in. So if you, or were in, if you're still in 2019 and still in that, in that old energy, you do want to understand that energy is a commodity, just like cash, just like money, just like all physical things. And if you're choosing that fear, you are continuing to create, more of that commodity for the system to use to continue to chug along in its wicky wackiness. So choose light, choose love, choose peace, choose joy, stand in that. The portal's still open, it closes soon. You still got time. Make your plan, step into the light, and be where you are. It's clap. Oh, exactly, Barb. Okay, I feel like I missed something. Did I miss something?
No.
Okay. I thought I missed a comment because the thing keeps moving. The channel. All right. Okay. So we talked about spiritual enlightenment and that it's not fun, it can be messy. And it is 12 o'clock. And I do want to keep this as much as possible to under an hour. We are making some changes in the Indigo Room, especially the time, as long as I have this particular job right now, which, I'm moving and changing my whole mindset about this particular job. Whew, that's a work in of itself. But I am changing my whole mindset about this particular job. So in the meantime, we're going to be rescheduling the live. It might be a little bit later just because when I get home on Saturday, I'm so tired. And then I wake up a little bit late on, I need time to adjust to waking up on Sunday, knowing that I don't have to go to my job because my alarm clock still goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going, okay, I want to get up and do the Indigo Room. And I'm going, wait, I could sleep. And then the next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get up, run around and do all these things. So I may reschedule the show for a little bit later in the afternoon. I hope you guys don't mind until I put in for a shift change. So hopefully the shift change will take effect where I have Wednesdays off and I could get back to my Wednesday night show. And then I'll have off Saturday and Sunday. So, send light and love that happens. That I get a new shift change. If not, then we are definitely going to be rescheduling it. Probably till the show will probably start at 1 in the afternoon. Or maybe I'll just do it in the evening. I don't know. You guys help me out. Send me a message. Write in the comments below what time. I'll ask the question if I remember to put it in there. What time would be good for you guys to meet live on Sunday? Because it has to be Sunday. Can't be Saturday. Saturday I'm working. So it has to be Sunday. What time is good for you guys to meet on Sunday live? Put in the comments below and then we'll work it out. Oh, yes. We have some new products on the Indigo Room. So if you go to the Indigo Room .org website, I will show you quickly. We have a mouse pad that's available on the Shop the Indigo Room Emporium link. That's the link you click on. That's our shop. And we have some new products that I worked on. I was able to work on that. It's amazing. We all have 24 hours. It's what you decide to do with those 24 hours. I have 10 hours that I'm working and giving to somebody else. So then I have to get in there and, 6 hours I sleep. So I have to get in there. And then there's 2 hours, 4 hours so it's 14 hours a day that, is my work. Because almost 2 hours to travel, 2 hours getting back home. That's 14 hours already gone. 6 hours I sleep. And then that means, I have basically 4 hours out of the day to wash, myself, take care of myself, meditate, and take care of the dogs, and then do what other little stuff I get to do for the day. So I did get into the Indigo Room. I'm going to show you real quickly. And thank you, Linda, for reminding me. You like that T-shirt, Linda?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you the T-shirt real quick, and then I'm going to roll up out of here. Well, some of the products. So this is the new T-shirt. Can you see? It should be coming up soon. And if you click on the shop, the Indigo Room Emporium, this is what pops up. So we have a new T-shirt. It's called, says, "We are one, love for all, and hatred for none." And it comes in various colors. It is $24.60, but it comes in black. I think that's gray. I'm not sure. Comes in green. Red didn't look good, so we didn't do the green. So you can choose what colors you want: heather gray, black, gray. And it's a woman's T-shirt. We are going to put up the men's T-shirt soon. So don't be yelling at me and saying, how come there's no men's T-shirts? We're going to have the men's T-shirts. It also says has the Indigo Room logo in the back. If you would like to have a mouse pad, you can do that as well. It has Indigo Room logo, the mouse pad. And there's a couple other things. Oh, the water bottle, which I like, and it's on its way. So I'll be able to share with you soon what it looks like. This is the water bottle, and you can put hot or cold beverages in here. It says peace, thank you. It has all the power words on it, plus the Indigo Room logo. And yeah, so those are some of the things that we have now on the Indigo Room website. And yeah, you can still get the mug, your manifestation journal. Just take a look. There's a couple of things there. Barb says, I love my Indigo Room cup. Cool. And I need to get the T-shirt too, not just want it, need it. Oh, okay, yeah. It's a great reminder. This is what we do in the Indigo Room. We choose love and hatred for none. Okay? So do check out some of the new products on the Indigo Room. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel and click the Indigo Room logo in the right corner. You can follow us. I don't know if you want to, because I'm slow on the updates right now, but I'm getting back to it. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the links are in the channel banner. They're also below in the description. And again, like we just shared, you could pick up your Indigo Room mug, your manifestation journal, your T-shirt at indigoroom.org. One-on-one coaching is still available. 30 minutes are free. The information is also in the description. And we are updating Linda's I am statements. The one that's available right now is I am demanding to know and see clearly my plan for the day with your I am statements. So you might want to check that out. If you haven't checked the I am statements out, do that because they're really good, very powerful, something that you can listen to over and over and over as you're driving, as you're walking, just a reminder, a check. So I want to wish all of you a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure you stepping into the light. Make sure you have figured out what your next plan, what your plan for 2020 is going to be. And look back and see what you have accomplished already since 2019 when you originally started your plan. Remember when I was talking about starting something new, raising your vibration. And now we're talking about the evolution of you and the evolvement of you as you move with the new energies that are coming into the planet. Also, this is my new crystal. I don't know if I showed this to you before, but this is it. My new crystal. It's auralite. I was told by my guides that we would be finding new crystals. This one was found in Canada, Oralite 23. It's really pretty powerful. Make sure that you are checking your crystals. You know, if you have crystals, and you know, it's really important. It's really powerful. It's very helpful to meditate with your crystals, hold your crystals, talk to your crystals, and yeah, they are here to help us here on the planet. There was a new crystal cave that was just found in Mexico. The crystals are as taller, bigger than people. They're humongous. They're like buildings. This is how big. This is like the biggest crystal cave that has been found recently in a long time. And it's huge. It's huge. I will post the link down below so that you can check it out for yourself. And just trust yourself, stay in the light, feel good. Bob said, I just feel so much love for each of you. Enjoy your day. I feel so much love for each of you as well. And I do want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Wanda. Mwah. I love you guys. And remember who you are. Linda, do you have something to say before we go? Sorry.
Love you, everybody.
Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. So I'll be back on Sunday. Let's just say I'll be back on Sunday at 1 p.m. And if I, can get it in there earlier, I'll try to do it earlier. But let's say 1 p.m. until you guys tell me what time is good for you. All right? So I don't know. You got to tell a sister. Enjoy the rest of your week. Linda, don't go away. I love you all.